This is the Ready Set Podcast, and here's your host, me, Joe Persinger. Hey, what's going on, you fucks? It's been a crazy few weeks. I know the podcast has been away for a little bit, but we are back. We gotta do it a little bit differently this week. We brought on a special guest. He wants to be known as B Money, but some of you out there might know him as Pickle. And out of respect for him, I'm going to leave it at that. But if you're a friend of the group, you'll figure it out pretty quick. So we just talked coronavirus. That was kind of the main theme. We kind of deviated here and there. I think he kind of complains about Amazon for a little bit. I think we talked some Chicago Cubs. But you'll also learn pretty quick, Brandon, can't say that. Whoops, we'll just pretend I didn't say that. Wink, wink. Is a Bernie bro. That comes up a little bit, not too much. He even references the podcast because he's sensitive about it. Go figure. But he's a great guy. I've known him for 30 years. When the podcast starts, we were actually in the middle of a story about his experience at the post office. I think he was kind of annoyed with the lady. He kind of goes into it. Actually, about the 25-minute mark, he kind of jumps back into the story. So don't feel too lost because you'll be caught up eventually. But yeah, that's about it. There's no sports. The Bears got their quarterback. Brady's in Tampa. So I guess just to let everyone know officially, I've suspended my Chicago Bears fanship for 12 months for one season. Pending. I have an option year on it if you're wondering. So just it's readied up just with Brady's. But yeah, this Nick Foles thing, not with it. And this is like Ryan Pace's third move I just can't agree with, so I'm out. Give me a piece of paper. This works. Okay. So that's basically how I feel about the Chicago Bears right now. But like I said, there's no sports. Usually we talk with some baseball. No baseball. NBA. No NBA. So we're going to talk coronavirus. Like I said, we're going to do it with my friend Brandon. So let's just go right into that. Here we are. Ready, set, podcast.
And I was kind of confused because she was the only person not wearing a postal office uniform. And so I the next a girl called me up once I got my package together, and she had been really upbeat and nice to everyone. And I was just like, is that woman your manager? Is she in charge?
What did
She's
they say?
Yeah, she is. I'm like, she better change her attitude really quick because things are going to get way worse before they get better. And I'm like, and you guys are all not wearing masks and not wearing gloves. And you're touching everyone's dirty ass money and credit cards and their packages and shit. I was like, you guys better start taking this seriously or whatever. And then the manager came back out, and I was like, you better pick your battles and choose better, whatever. This is gonna get way worse before it gets better, just to let you know. And then she coughed.
Oh,
a
geez.
really weird weird cough. I was like, oh my god, you're coughing.
God, no.
No, it's like, no, God. I was like, you're the one. I was like, and you don't look too young. Fuck.
Do you feel like there's a stigma attached to you if you ever cough in public?
Yeah, because I smoke.
Well, sometimes because I have allergies around this time, so
can you pause it for a second?
5 minutes later.
Well, dude, when it's hard to get in contact with some people, so when I get
people
in
calling
contact
you.
with them, I can't.
He's a busy man.
Well, that's the only way to get people to talk right now is on the phone.
Listen.
Yeah, they. Oh my God, someone's listening to me. So, did I tell you what happened? What was I talking about?
I just asked you if you felt a stigma attached to you whenever you coughed or sneezed in public.
Oh, well.
And you were saying, yeah, because you smoke cigarettes.
Sometimes, so I just am cautious of my cough anyways before all this nonsense. And I was just now I'm just extra cautious about it because everyone's so like quiet. Like when everyone's so coughs, it's like all you can hear. You're like, oh my god, someone's coughing. Like I was in the grocery store like 6 a.m. because I was trying to just get there before everyone got there. This is before everyone started freaking out and going really early.
Yeah.
But they would like by the end of the day everything would be picked clean. I was like, well, okay. And like I go to like because there was like a special on vitamins and shit like that.
Yeah.
So, like buy one get one. And I was like, well, it's a perfect time to stock up in vitamin C, A, B, D, like E, like all the good stuff, omegas, all the shit you're gonna need for your brain to work if you're gonna survive anything, and like have good liver function, organ function and shit. And I was just like, oh, it's good to start many melatonin, all that good stuff. And I'm like, oh, and the cough syrup and stuff is on like the other aisle, and I was like, well, you never know. You might want to just get something just in case.
You could always robo trip too if you get bored.
Sure.
That's like
but,
so 20 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't knock it. I mean, it's a good drug.
I did it once.
It's one of it's no, I'm just saying it's a good drug that it does what it's supposed to when you need it to work for you. You know, like it gets the job done. When you don't want to cough, it makes you not cough, and you feel better, and you're like, yeah, okay. And like, I don't like the one with all the different drugs in it. Like, 'cause sometimes it'll have like Advil in it, and like antihistamines, and like alcohol, and you know, that's why there's like that's why there's Z-Clue.
Oh yeah, I see.
It gets you Z's, right? So it's got the
Z-Quil.
It's got the alcohol and the antihistamines.
Yeah, whenever I take
antihistamines, that makes you all drowsy.
Yeah, that's what it kills. That's why I don't like taking it because I just fall asleep.
No, but so I get the one that doesn't have any alcohol, doesn't have any antihistamines in it, and doesn't have any acetaminophen or anything like that.
Oh, I
so
see.
It's like because that's what makes you drowsy. So it's the daytime one.
Okay. That makes sense.
It just has dextromethorphan in it. Because it's like, I can take a pill of acetaminophen. I don't need it mixed into my drink like a child. Like, I can swallow a pill. It's way cheaper that way, too, you know? Instead, when you pay for it in the syrup, you know? And, like, I can take phenylephrine or pseudoephedrine if I need, like, a decongestant, or if I need an antihistamine, I take an antihistamine, you know? Like, I don't need it all mixed together. I did get a nighttime bottle though.
Just in
like,
case.
Yeah, that one might come in handy.
Yeah, you never know. You know.
But so.
Well, okay. This is why I was kind of. So this actually, I don't know if you heard this. Probably not. This is definitely big local news about 3 hours ago. In Orange County. So I live in Osceola County. Disney is technically in Orange County because literally I can throw a stone across the street and hit Orange County. And Orange County just said
it's kind of like where we grew up in Lake County.
Yeah, same idea. Like if you live down on Lake Cook Road, like that road equivalent is not even a block away from here. And Orange County just issued a stay-at-home order for Thursday at 11, and that's where my job is. So now my job's like crap. I don't know if we're gonna be open. So I thought well yeah
it's gonna get real quick.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
It's good. I'm telling you, shit gets quick. Like it gets real quick. Cause like it's supposed to. If it's unchecked, it kind of follows this like pattern.
Yeah.
It's like an upward slanting curve, but it kind of slows and then it gets really fast. You know. So I was doing the math and I was like, okay, because there's like 27 confirmed cases in Arizona as of Wednesday last week on the 18th, and I was like, okay, so there should, if it's going about the rate I think it is, there should be about like 50 or 70 cases, right? Like confirmed, because that's just how it spreads, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, looked up the numbers, and they're like, there are 270 confirmed cases. Like, oh my God, it's going 5 times faster than I think it was. I'm like, oh my God, it's spreading so quick in Arizona. And I'm like, did all those people from California like flee California and not knowingly bring the virus
Yeah,
like
they.
here?
So I know Hawaii just said
Like,
if you're
fuck.
if you're traveling to Hawaii, you're staying in quarantine for 14 days. Florida just said if you're coming down from New York, you're sitting in 14-day quarantine before we let you walk around the state. So I think
They
they're.
already let everyone come down for
Well, yeah.
spring break. It's too late.
Well, I think
They're
they.
fucking
I don't know.
retarded.
I don't know if it had anything to do with that. I think it might have been more because you're seeing a lot of
Dude,
New York City is such a
listen.
dense metropolis.
Yes, I know. But what I'm saying is that's where all the cases are right now.
Right.
There's a lot of there's cases in every state and a lot of counties, but where do you think a lot of those spring breakers were from? New York.
Yeah, fucking Yankee fucks.
Well, guess what? You didn't have to be from New York to get it because it was in almost every state to begin with. Remember, the mayor of Miami had coronavirus.
Yeah.
And he didn't shut down the beaches.
I'm
It was
actually
like, dude, you have coronavirus.
in this
What the hell is
specific
that?
area of Orlando or by Disney has a lot of exposure to world, so I'm surprised it's not a lot worse than what it
Dude,
is.
it's gonna take 5 weeks before you start noticing, because like people will have it, but they won't know they have it because it takes 2 weeks to show the symptoms, and then they'll have spread it to a whole bunch of other people by then because they're still contagious.
This is why sometimes I don't understand why they're like, "Oh yeah, takeout and to go is okay." It's like, yeah, well, okay.
No, it wasn't
I
okay.
know
They were
that's what
just
I'm
trying to
saying.
not.
That's what I'm
They were
saying.
trying to have. They were trying to have the economy not grind to a
I
total
mean, I
halt, and
get
everyone be.
that.
No, and it was also because they were already having problems with the food supply, like keeping it on the shelves and shit. So like, okay, takeout, sure.
Yeah,
We need some people working
yep. And
who aren't just like garbage men and firemen and policemen and military and pharmacists and plumbers. I don't even know what's considered essential at this point. I would consider a lot of things essential.
well, I like how the recreational states are like the dispensaries are considered essential. That is essential.
I would assume so.
And I guess
It's the only thing that's going to keep money flowing in the state.
well,
They're like, oh my God, we can't cut that off.
and they said
People are
people
going
are
to go crazy if
and
they don't have their weed.
well they're treating it like toilet paper. They're buying in bulk.
Yeah, but it's because you don't want to have to go out as often. If you every time you go out, you're exposing yourself.
How do you feel
And
about
that's how.
paying
Look,
taxes on
I'm
weed?
telling you, that's the only way to defeat this disease because it's so virulent. The only way to beat this disease is if we all just wear masks and we all try to stay inside and not go out unless we have to go out. And it's going to fucking kill the economy, but we'll all be alive at least. And that's the issue here. It's like people are so like
That's
worried
exactly
about
what
their
these Bernie
financial
Sanders guys
future that
want.
they are willing to risk everyone's lives by continuing to do business. And that is a problem.
Yeah.
Because this thing is like, because the Chinese covered it up for so long,
These
we
damn
really
Chinese.
weren't prepared. I'm telling you, they really could have just give us a heads up. Like, hey,
No.
this shit is fucking crazy.
Those fucks, I bet they've had. I wouldn't
But
be
here's the
surprised if this
thing.
is part of the long term plan.
This fucking government knew. They had to know. Unless they're the worst government ever and they don't have even one spy in China. I mean, come on.
No,
Wuhan,
they actually don't.
Wuhan is a very important city.
There's actually a story from a year or two ago I remember reading where China had a spy inside the CIA and they were able to get
Of
all.
course they do.
Yeah, so the CIA and a lot of those agencies had agents go missing. So I don't think they have anyone in China, and if they do, it's very limited. So I
Well,
don't.
here's the thing. If I'm able to show, did you watch the videos I sent you?
Yeah, I watched all three of them.
Did you watch the one after it?
Yeah, I went through all three. Like I said, I could be a baby
No,
sometimes.
I'm saying, did you watch the fourth one?
You've only sent me three.
Well, because I didn't want to freak you out.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
told you.
bad.
I told you could send me the fourth one.
Oh,
I
man,
won't
it's
get
so
it until
disturbing.
till after we're off the phone call, but I'll check it
It's
out.
really, really disturbing, man.
I mean, is it like watching Faces of Death?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, well, okay, I'll still watch it. I mean, I watched Faces of Death. I'll be all right.
I don't know if you want to, dude. It's fucking bad.
Well, you're pushing it on me, so.
I know, but that's because I want you to take this shit
Oh,
seriously. And it's
well,
like hard. It's hard to drive it home until you see how desperate people were to get away from this in China, because they would just lock them in, and people were so desperate. And I mean, I'm sure their mental health was failing because they felt helpless. They would commit suicide. They would jump off the top of their skyscrapers.
fucking Chinese.
No, dude, that's gonna happen in New York City. I'm telling you.
Well,
You
it'll
think
be
this
all
shit
poor
is?
people because all the rich people are coming down here.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter how rich or poor you are. You can't escape this. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't matter if you're gay or you're straight or you're Republican or you're a Democrat or you're fucking Christian or Muslim or Jewish or atheist or fucking anything. It doesn't matter if you're Chinese or black or white
Yeah,
or
but
fucking Native
you
American.
you
Everyone's
know
gonna die.
there are certain
Everyone's gonna die.
factions of the Democrats that are actually orgasming off the fact that the economy has just dropped 10,000 points.
No, they are not.
Yeah, there are. They are.
Dude, there's no way that I am celebrating this.
I'm not saying
Did I
you.
want Donald Trump? Wait, shut up. Did I want Donald Trump to win again? No, there's no way. But if this is what it took, I would say no, thank you. If anything, he's making it worse. That's what I'm worried about. Because he doesn't know how to mitigate responsibility during a real crisis, unless he creates the crisis. He's a fucking drama queen. He's like, I'm going to create a problem, and then I'm going to have everyone
Wait,
try to
so
solve it.
did you just blame him for the Wuhan virus?
No, I'm blaming the fact that he didn't react faster, because I'm telling you, he had to
He
have
shut the border
intelligence.
down in January.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, I live in Arizona. There were already cases of COVID-19 here in late January because people from China had already got here. And then the Maricopa County.
That's the county Phoenix is in.
Hospital. Yeah, he went to Maricopa County, like one of the hospitals, and they were like, "Well, I guess you can go home, self-isolate or something." And then he's like, "Well, I go to school at ASU," and they're like, "Well, whatever." And then he just like went to class, was like walking around, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" You can look it up. There's all these articles from it in all the Phoenix papers and shit. And then, like, because the students were pissed off, they're like, "Why didn't you tell us you were all exposed to fucking COVID-19? What the fuck?" They're like, "You got to tell us like where he was and what buildings he was, and you have to deep clean the entire fucking facility. Like, go, go, go." It was like almost like a student revolt, and they were like, "Oh, okay, sure." Like the ASU reacted better than Maricopa County did, because like they were like, "Oh, you can go home." Because like no one from the government had warned them, like, "Hey, if any cases of this show up, like you have to like just quarantine them immediately," you know. And that guy came directly from Wuhan. He was like a student from Wuhan.
Dude,
who had gone home
I mean, if it was up to me, I would have just shut the border down 3 years ago. But
no, but we're not.
We want
talking
open
about
borders.
That.
I'm just saying.
Shut the. No, you're trying to fucking antagonize me through your stupid podcast.
No, I'm not.
Are you recording me right now?
Of course I am, but I always tease you. You make it seem like a record button's gonna change that.
No. See, I'm being real here. This shit is fucking stupid.
No, I'm just
the government knew, because there's no way that they don't have even like one spy in there, or fucking they're like intercepting transmissions or something. I'm telling you, because they had to know, because that's why the intelligence. They locked the whole goddamn city down on January 23rd, and the whole world knew at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching that, and
what I'm saying is, if they didn't know before then, Okay,
Well,
fine. But
don't.
once they lock the city down, they got to know something.
I mean, don't forget.
And then it's like, hey, this shit's really bad. And I can tell you that those videos I showed you, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember.
They have timestamps on them, dude. They were uploaded in late January. So it's not like this is some secret. Why do you think it's called COVID-19? Because it's coronavirus disease 2019. The disease came about in like November of 2019. It only blew up like a motherfucker in January, and then the doctor was like, "We need to do something," and they were like,
Shut
"Silence
up!
this man!"
Shut up!
And he's like, "You can't. You must sign this confession that says you were spreading rumors." And he's like, "Okay." And then he's like, "Oh God, I gotta fight this." And then he died. Dr. Lee Wenxiang.
All right, now you're just showing off.
No, his name's Dr. Lee. I can't remember his whole name. Like Feng Wang or
Feng Wang.
Well, there's more than one.
How did they say he died? Did they ever say how he died?
He died of fucking COVID-19.
So the government killed him? Is that what people were insinuating, or was he just a martyr? Like meaning,
No.
I mean not a martyr, but like he was just right. So did the government infect him with COVID, or did he just end up getting it because he was just helping everyone? That's kind of what
he was just exposed.
He was exposed to
the virus so often that his viral load was probably out of control and unable to. So dude, right now in Spain, 10% of the people who are infected are frontline health workers.
I think I saw that.
It's happening right now.
I was watching.
As of today, Tuesday, March 24th, 2020. That is what is happening right as we speak. They found a what is it? Retirement home in Spain. And like everyone was like either dead in their bed or dying because all the people had like left.
That's brutal.
So they're like, "There's nothing we can do." Like, what do we do?
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, really, like they could.
Sorry.
They had to leave. I think that was in Madrid. I can't remember, but it's in Spain, definitely.
You've been to Spain, right?
Oh, wait. So today, this is crazy. If you want to call Amazon, it's broken. You can't call Amazon.
Really?
Yeah, call them.
Well, I have no need to. What would you call them for?
No, I'm telling you, it'll blow your mind. Just Google their customer service number right now, or whenever after this phone call or whatever.
Yeah.
And just record that because I was like, oh my God, Amazon's broken. They broke Amazon.
That's interesting.
It just says like, due to social distancing, we are unable to take your call right now.
Oh,
Goodbye.
because they can't put people in those call centers because they're like.
Because the call centers in India are all closed.
Oh.
They just shut down the whole fucking country.
Well, Disney has call centers. Like that's a big job around here. Guess
what? Any call center in India right now probably has a similar message. So the only way, because I ordered a pepper spray, like gel.
Yeah.
And I ordered 4 and only 3 showed up, and the package was like all damaged and shit. I was like, this looks like someone been going through this package. Like, what the fuck? And I opened it up, and there were only 3 in there instead of the 4 that I paid for. And I was like, God damn it! And I called them up, and it gave me that message. And I was like, oh shit.
I see.
And I was like, oh shit. I was like, how do you even contact them? And I'm like, okay, so I go into my account, and then like usually there's like a refund button or like having problem with this product or something, and like you click on the button, and they like totally removed the like I'm having a problem with this.
They're like, fuck off, you're on your own, bitch.
It's just that, and so I had to like navigate like through the website. And it kept being like, is this what you meant? And I was like, no. And then it's like, was this information helpful? I was like, no. It just like kept sending me around and around. And finally, it's like, oh, would you like to talk to a representative like through like chat? And it's like first it sends you to like an artificial intelligence chatbot
Yeah.
to see if that can solve your problem. Then it's like, was this helpful? And I was like, no, you're not answering the question. I'm like, I've given you all the information that I know how to explain to you, chatbot. I don't know how else to explain it. I did not receive all of the things I ordered that you charged me for. So I'd either like a partial refund or for them to send me the rest of the product that I've ordered, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's a third party seller, so we can't do anything about it. It takes 48 to 72 hours for them to respond. I'm like, well, that doesn't solve my problem either. And they're like, well, we can assist you with a person on chat, you know?
Yeah.
So there's obviously like they're only doing, you can chat with someone who is the Amazon representative virtually, like through like a instant messaging system.
Like someone working at home.
Yeah, I don't know where they were. If they could have been anywhere. They literally could have been anywhere on Earth. I have no idea where they were. They spoke English, I guess. I'm assuming they're in like the Philippines or India or
What the hell is that noise?
or like somewhere like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. She's like I assume it's a woman because of the name. They're like, is this regarding the bear mace you ordered? Like the pepper spray gel? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I'm pretty sure that I ordered 4 and you see my invoice and only 3 showed up, and like I don't know what to do. They already charged my credit card, so how are we gonna figure this out? They're like, well, we can offer you a free. I'm like, I was hoping, they're like, we could offer you a refund. And I was like, well, I really just wanted the pepper spray. I don't want my money back. I don't want that. I want what I ordered, you know? They're like, well, it's sold out, so we can't fulfill the order to the fullest. So I was like, well, I wish the seller or Amazon would have sent me a message like before they charged my credit card that they couldn't fulfill the order that they charged my credit card for, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we can offer you a full refund. And I was confused. I was like, wait, a full refund? I was like, does that mean I have to send back like the pepper spray that I already got? If they're already sold out, I don't want to send it back. It's like, then I have no pepper spray. I just want some pepper. I want at least what I ordered, but I'll take what I can get, I guess. Like, I'll be happy with the 3 instead of the 4, I guess. They're like, oh no, they're like, you can keep the pepper spray and we'll issue a full refund.
That's perfect.
Like, well, that's finally Amazon stepping up to the plate and saying, sorry, we understand that we're totally fucking up right now. We're sorry. Because I called them, my friend was in Seattle.
I'm pretty sure that's Amazon's usual policy.
His sister on the other side of the state.
Yeah.
And she doesn't get out as often. And she had toilet paper, but we were like, we need to make sure she has toilet paper. She can do the thing. And I was like, I'll just use my Amazon account. And they're like, oh, it'll be 6 to 8 weeks before the toilet paper arrives. And it's still going to cost you $25 for 8 rolls of toilet paper.
Jesus, and you gotta wait 2 months.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like April, like late April or like early May. It'll show up. I was like, what? This is crazy. I was like, okay, I'll pay it because I have to, because I don't want her to go without fucking toilet paper. You know, I don't want her to have to get a taxi to the fucking grocery store to go through the Mad Max like Thunderdome of toilet paper fights, you know, like to get the last roll of toilet paper. And so I paid it, and then I called up fucking Amazon. Like, took 40 minutes to get a representative on the line. I guess I was one of the last people to speak to
Probably,
representatives before they shut.
We gotta shut it down
yesterday. Yeah, and so like the guy was like, "Oh, how can we help you?" And I'm like explaining the situation. I'm calling about price gouging. He's like, "What is price gouging?" Like you could tell he was not familiar with what price gouging was. And I was trying to explain to him. I'm like, "It's when something that you should just be able to easily get, it costs 4 times what it should because some asshole bought it all. They're just hoarding it and selling it for a huge profit. And Amazon is making a chunk of money off this, and so is the seller. Like everyone's getting screwed, and they're causing a panic. This isn't good for anyone except for Amazon and these people." And I'm like, it doesn't make Amazon look very good either because I'm a Prime member and I'm paying you guys to do this. You still can't guarantee it on time. I was like, I'll take the price gouging if it shows up on time, or I want it cheaper later. It's one or the other. Like you can't charge me for the inconvenience and not show up on time. You got to do one or the other. That's how price gouging works, people. You can't price gouge me for something you get later. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
it's like in my face. Yeah, okay. $25 for these 8 rolls. Fine, give it to me. But like if like, okay, it'll be 6 to 8 weeks.
Fuck you. Get out of here, you fuck.
I'm only doing it because I'm taking care of this person. I want to make sure she has toilet paper. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's.
And then I went to the. And then I went to
okay,
the. I went to the post office today because I had to send something out from the gem show to a friend in Rhode Island.
Yeah, this is what we started with.
Oh, and the
no boxes.
No boxes because someone's hoarding fucking small priority boxes. Like, so someone just came in and grabbed every small priority box and just left, and you can't get one for 2 weeks. And then she started making fun of me because I was wearing a mask, and I was like, I don't want to touch everything. Like, well, why don't you get some gloves? And I'm like, they're sold out. They're sold out of gloves. Otherwise, I would be wearing gloves in this petri dish you call a post office. Fuck. I want to get the hell out of here, And I'm like, so I'm getting price gouged by the government now, 50% more to try to send my box because they ran out of the real boxes. And I'm like, and this causes logistic shipping errors because now I have to use a bigger box to send something I could have put in a smaller box, so less things are not going to be able to fit in the box, right? Or in the car, right?
Yeah.
It's like fucking everyone down the line. And they're charging me more for it. I'm like, God damn it. And then I'm like, you started making fun of me. I was like, I would not make fun of me right now because I'm trying to hold it together. And you're just telling me I'm shit out of luck. And I'm just going to try to not freak out right now. And she just kind of didn't know what to say and just walked away. And then I got my box together and put my label on and shit. And then, got back and paid for it, and the girl's like, "Oh, please come over here." She's all chipper. The woman who was talking to me before was the only person who wasn't wearing a postal service uniform.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Was that woman your boss? Is she the manager?" She's like, "Oh yeah, she's the manager of all of them." I'm like, she should really not do that. Her demeanor was not what I would consider to be, you should learn how to pick her battles because I'm not going to be the craziest person you deal with.
Especially at the post office.
Yeah, especially the post office. Everyone's on nerves and shit. And I was like, and then she came back and I was like, and ma'am, may I remind you that you guys are all touching everyone's dirty credit cards and money and packages and shit, and none of you guys are wearing masks or gloves. You'll be the ones that get sick and not me.
Yeah.
And then she starts coughing, and I was like, ah! I was like, and now you're coughing. Shit. Get out of here.
Shit, can't go.
Yeah.
Take this. Just throw the package at him.
And just every other employee in there was just looking at me with the most dead eyes, like I was the first person who had been honest about what is happening. I'm like, this is wrong. You should all be wearing gloves and masks. You're vital employees. We need the postal service to keep this shit running. Otherwise, everything falls apart.
So if their life was a movie, you'd be that guy who's like that crazy dude that comes in. He's like, you got to be aware, man. That's you.
I am the guy in
Or
the movie
or that
right now.
yeah.
It feels like I'm living in a movie.
Or as I remember it when I was tripping on mushrooms.
I think everyone feels like they're living in a movie right now.
It's starting to kind of feel that way. I mean, especially when I leave the house at like
that's
2
why
in the
I
afternoon.
tried to warn you 2 or 3 days ago.
Nobody's around. I'm like, what's going?
It's like 28 days later, bro.
Dude, you should see the traffic around my house at 1 in the afternoon because I live right by Disney, and it's like I left the house today at 11:30, and I'm just like, this is what it looks like at 6 in the morning. You know?
Look, I'm telling you, this is like a big hurricane that you can see coming, and like if you're prepared for it. If you're not, your house is getting get blown off your cinder blocks inside your trailer park.
I'm gonna go camp at Disney if shit hits the fan. I'm gonna claim the castle. Be like, this is my area, bitch. Fuck off.
We don't want you out here. Go back to your home. You're Floridian with your diseases. Get the hell away from us.
This is not the happiest place on earth anymore.
All these fucking people from California like bugged out and came to my mom's area where she works. I'm like, God damn it, they brought their sickness. They're gonna fuck everything up around here. Fuck. I was like, I thought we could control it. Nope.
No. Yeah, that whole like LA to Phoenix connection's crazy.
And Phoenix is the 5th largest city in America.
Yeah. Whenever I tell people that, no one ever believes me. They're like, no, I gotta look that up. And I'm like, I'm not lying.
I'm not. It's a huge fucker.
Yeah, I'm like, usually, and I remember you told me this years ago, a big body of water is where you're going to find a large city due to the port, et cetera, et cetera. But Phoenix defies that thanks to air conditioning.
Right.
I like living there.
Phoenix is pretty small.
Yeah, that's when you saw, like, if you look at the census, like right after 1960, it just doubles every fucking decade. It's crazy, and a lot of it was because businesses started moving out there.
Nice. It can be nice, but it can also be like a living hell.
Dude, it gets hot.
I love
here
Arizona, and I will always represent Arizona, but Phoenix it's hot.
I'd rather be out there for the summer than here. It is brutal here in the summer. I mean, it might not cost as much to run. Man. It's the humidity. It's just so fucking suffocating. Like, you walk outside when it's 90 degrees out, like, you just start sweating through your clothes. You know, you get some 109 heat indexes with almost 93% humidity in the middle of the summer. You just can't avoid sweating. It's ridiculous. I just don't like to sweat. I'm turning into sweaty guy. That's what's happening. I'm sweaty guy now.
You're Florida man.
Oh, like I'm sitting on the couch. I'm like, where's all this sweat coming from? What's happening? I didn't have that problem in Phoenix.
You're Florida man now.
I guess. You know, three-fifths of the group's down here.
Have you seen The Beach Bum?
That's the Matthew McConaughey one, right?
Yeah, it's really good.
I didn't see the movie. I saw the previews for it. It looked pretty good, but I never bothered to check it out.
If you don't like drugs, alcohol, or cussing, it's like the most offensive movie to you ever.
Oh, really? Like, no, maybe I will check it out.
I rented it from the Redbox, and I was like, I really like that movie. And then I went under Redbox and like reviewed it, and I read everyone else's, and it was like, we watched it for 20 minutes and had to turn it off. It was so offensive.
Why was it offensive?
And because I mean, he's like a beach bum guy who's like an author, but you know, he's like kind of a philosopher, but he just doesn't care. He just drinks and smokes weed all day and parties and fuck. He lives in Key West, so he just like fucks tourists all day. But he's really smart.
I'll have to check that out.
He's just not doing anything.
I see.
And then so like I left a review. I was like, if you don't like, or if you don't like thinking, this movie is probably not for you. And like like also, if you find alcohol, sex, drugs, or like other things offensive, don't waste your time with this movie because it's definitely not for you. And Redbox deleted my
Oh, hell no.
my review. I was like, really? I thought I was helping people to avoid wasting their time with this movie if they found it so offensive. Like, you know what kind of people are gonna fucking hate it and what kind of people are gonna like it.
Yeah. That's
I was trying to save them time.
like, this doesn't work for us. Whoops.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I was like, if you're bothering to read Redbox reviews for a movie to see if you like it or not,
Yeah, those
I
seem to
thought
be
I'd
bottom of the
save them some
barrels.
time. I guess people just don't like how I don't sugarcoat it.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
like
I hear that.
tell it exactly how it is. Like, this movie is definitely not for you if you don't like free thought or drugs or alcohol or frivolous sex with strangers. So that was my day. Was dealing with the breakdown of Amazon and literally Amazon's broken. That's crazy.
Well, that's the only thing really working these days as far as delivering still. I
Not.
guess not with
It's
toilet
obviously
paper,
not
though.
the. I'm telling
I
you,
don't use it,
half
so I
of,
wouldn't know.
well, I'm telling you that a lot of other people do, and like, I wouldn't necessarily have bought some of the stuff I bought on Amazon, but it was just like, hey, it's available, and I know I can have it delivered. Like, I was ordering a book actually called Where There Is No Doctor. And then I was like, well, maybe I should look at these other things. And then I like looked at the pepper spray. And
Yeah.
then when I came back to order my copy of Where There Is No Doctor, it was already sold out. And I was like, oh shit, fuck! Everyone had the same idea as me. Because it's like a field manual to like tell you how to do like basic like first aid and stuff, like
Okay.
in case of emergencies and stuff. And it's been around for a long time, so it's like a trusted book for first aid medicine and stuff. And then I was like, wait, I remember there's another one called When There Is No Doctor. So I looked that one up, and that one was like they still had copies available. I was like, okay, now still looking around, and then I came back, and then that one was sold out. I was like, shit. I was like, why didn't I just add it to my cart and just purchase it? I have Prime. Pay for shipping. I was like, I don't care if it comes in 18 different packages at this point. I was trying to save them some time so it would just all packaged together, but that was my mistake for thinking that they would
Whoops.
have anything.
Well, yeah, you got all these fucking people just sitting around doing nothing but going on Amazon.
Right. But the whole thing is Amazon used to be a bookstore, and now they're sold out of books.
I don't know why people buy books. Like, I like the digital
I'm
copy.
buying a book dude, because the books I'm buying are emergency manuals. If there's no power, how can I read a Kindle version of a book?
I guess.
That's the whole point. I don't
Shit takes up
need like
space.
all these paper books like in my house right now. I mean, I love paper books and I think they're important. But the whole point of this is it's an emergency like manual, you know?
Until you're gonna need it for that Kindling.
What the fuck? Who's okay?
What? Is there someone trying to break into your house?
What are you barking at, dog?
You have a dog?
My neighbors have this huge mastiff who's like our alley yard junk dog.
Oh, really?
Guard dog. And there's always like junkies and bums in front of my house picking through my garbage can and shit. And usually I don't mind, but if they're still hanging out there, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing?
They might have the disease.
I don't want people coming around me. I don't have to have them coming around me right now, but I understand if they're picking through garbage cans to find necessities, but it's like usually they lift the lid and then they look, and then if there's nothing good there, they just like keep going, you know. But the dog will keep barking. So we're like, I see you there. Oh, oh, go away. And then they usually go away. Or it's like kids smoking weed in front of my house, or like drinking beer in front of my house or something, because I live across the street from the university.
Oh, okay. You're like so. How is that? Do you live far from where your old spot, or is that like across the street?
It's close.
That's okay. I mean, obviously you don't have to say, but uh, oh, so you could still. Never mind. I'll just stop. um, Let me ask you this. Because I haven't really spoken to you in the last 5 years. What did you think about the Cubs winning the World Series?
Game 7 was one of the best games I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
entire life.
yeah. That was.
That's a rally, man.
Where were you? Were you in?
It's not what
Go ahead.
I was in. I was in California, actually. I
Oh,
was just
okay.
hanging out in California, and I was watching it on a satellite. And I was like, I don't care what's going on. I'm watching this game. This is like the only thing that matters to me, because I was in Arizona for most of the series, but then I went up there because I think I went up there to go visit a friend for Halloween. Like, he was throwing like a big party. I was like, I want to go.
Yeah, because that makes
And
sense. Because
I
I think they won it the
I
second
think that's what it
or
was.
they won it on the ninth. I think it was like a week after the election, I believe. Yeah, because the election is the first Tuesday of November.
Something like that.
So yeah,
But I was
that makes
like
sense.
already up there. I was up there for Halloween, and I was just like, I like it up here. It's so nice. And they have really good weather at that time of year and stuff. So I was just like, I'm just gonna stay here. But I'm watching this game. I don't care what the
Shut up! I'm watching this. Did you? So
Well,
when they
my friend,
go ahead, go ahead.
my friends who I was staying with, they're big Giants fans, but they
Oh,
like
so they were kind of
baseball.
like fuck this
Like,
shit. Yeah, yeah. Because
no, they like baseball, so it was like
Oh, okay.
they were down.
Yeah.
But me being a true Cubs fan, I was like, yes, oh my god, I've never been so excited for a game in my entire life.
Well, yeah, because I remember we beat the Giants in the first round that year. I know for me, whenever someone would beat the Cubs, I just had to tune out baseball. It's really hard for me.
Well, because remember it was like 3-1, I guess, right?
Yeah, the
3-1,
Cubs
3-1
came
Indians,
rolling. Yeah,
but I was
yeah.
like, I remember someone. Do you remember Eric Field?
Yeah, I remember him.
I was like on Facebook, and I was just like, he was like, "Oh man, 3-1, 1 in a million shot." I'm like, and then I put like a GIF of Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber, where he's like, "So you're telling me there's a
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah." And like I was, and then we rallied, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
it's not like the Red Sox down 3-0 thing, but I mean, it's still like that's pretty fucking, to win 3 clutch games in a row is just fucking sports magic,
I was
That's why people who aren't even interested in sports watch championship games, because they're like, oh my god, everyone's so excited.
that
It's like a contact high. I love it.
Nicole even sat down and watched them win it. That was pretty interesting. She doesn't like
Yeah,
baseball,
because
but
but
a lot of people
like,
recognize the moment. Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, this is, either way, it's going to be an impressive win for either the Cubs, who haven't won it in 100 years, or the Indians, who haven't won it in like
48.
what,
Yeah,
50 or something.
48. They won it in 48.
1948.
So I think they're the longest drought now. Is the Indians? I'm pretty sure. I think the Cubs and then the Indians. Because remember, the Cubs haven't won a they hadn't won a pennant since '45. Obviously, nothing since 1908. And prior to the Cubs, it was the White Sox.
They changed the rules of baseball, though, because back then it was just whoever was the best team in the National League went to the World Series. They didn't have playoffs.
Right. That started in '69, I believe. And that's when they went to 2 divisions. And you had East West, and then they would play the NLDS, and then you'd play for the championship series. And then they added the wild card after the '94 strike. And now there's all this hubbub about, I don't know if you've seen any of this, but they're like, oh, we'll have I did a whole podcast on it.
Like a wild card.
Yeah, it was, so it would be, oh, that's what it was. It was like they would add another team So I think it's like what, like it's 6 teams now instead of like 2
7.
cards play to 5. However,
Just make it 8.
yeah,
Just make it
whatever it is.
18.
But it was
Get
like,
that.
but it's like the first place team in that league will get to pick its opponent out of those bottom 3 teams. It's really wonky. And it's just like, why don't you guys just get the cheating out of the game, and then we can worry about that stuff.
I do remember. Fuck, I think it was a couple of seasons ago. I think it was the Diamondbacks and the Padres. I think they both, or was it the Rockies? Rockies. I think it was Rockies Padres. They
Okay.
both had the same. They both had the same ending of their seasons at the same games won and games lost, and they were both in the same position in different leagues or different divisions or something. Or maybe they were in the same division. Anyways, they had to play a 163rd game.
Oh yeah, just to determine who has right. All right, I see what you're saying.
So it's not like it's unheard of. It happened. I was
No,
like, this
yeah,
is exciting as hell too. It's
yeah,
almost like an extra playoff game.
right, because it's a play. There's like a
Even
play-in
though it's not
game to
officially a playoff game yet.
Right, they're like playing games for a play-in game. Yeah, I've seen those before. That's happened.
It was a playoff game for a playoff
Right,
game.
right,
It was
yeah.
kind of like it's kind of like in the NCAA tournament how they have like 68 teams now or whatever for that
Yeah.
16 slot. Like, you're a winner, even though you're probably most likely going to be a loser.
Yeah.
But you won.
Yeah, you're in.
You're in. You're in, kid.
Yeah,
It's like Rudy.
Well,
like you want
I guess
you want them to win.
the idea behind expanding it too is then so many teams wouldn't feel like they were out of it, and then because baseball's so regional. So like think about football. Like I'm like, oh yeah, Packers Raiders, I'm watching that, but like I'm not sitting down for a Mariners Giants game. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how baseball works. So like if your team's out of it, you're not really watching baseball. So they're figuring, well, if more teams are in it, there'll be hotter trades. I don't. There's a lot of hubbub about it, but I don't know. Hold on, let me go back to the Cubs World Series. I wanted to ask you this earlier. When they won the pennant, did you go, the Cubs go to the series? Do you remember that? I sat there. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be able to say it.
What was the talking
The goat at the Billy Goat? Yeah, the Miller Lite commercial.
commercial.
Yeah. He's like, because remember it's like the trophy head of it, and the guy's drinking at the bar, and he's like, hey, if you give me a sip of that Miller Lite, I'll make the Cubs win the World Series. And the guy looks around, and the thing slurps it up, and then in the background you hear a guy go, the Cubs go to the series. It's just so great because it was never gonna happen. I think that was like '96. If I had to guess, around there. Ouch.
It's probably on you. I'm guaranteed it's probably on YouTube.
I think I found it before. I had to do a deep dive, but I think I found it on YouTube.
I think I sent you that on Facebook.
Oh yeah, those are great commercials. I wish Miller Lite would bring those back, but I guess they can't. They don't do beer commercials anymore on TV. I totally forgot about that.
No, it was Old Style.
Old Style. That's right. You're right. It was Old Style. That's correct. I should know that. That was what my old man was drinking.
You remember, Old Style's like the official, unofficial beer of Wrigley Field, pretty much.
Dude, there were guys in Phoenix who were like, I want to go to Wrigleyville and drink an Old Style. I'm like, what? I'm like, that's a thing? I mean, I guess I've done it, but I never thought of that like being so Chicago.
There's a Chicago pizza place here that they definitely serve Old Style.
Is it the Chicago Joe's place or Uncle Joe's? What do they call it? There's one in Phoenix. There's a few.
No, it's not that.
Oh, okay. There's a few in Phoenix I used to go to. I used to love that place.
It's called Rocco's Pizzeria.
I don't know.
Little Rocco's.
Sounds good.
It's just Rocco's. Their deep dish is pretty good.
Oh man, my mom sent me Lou Malnati's for Christmas. It was great.
We have Lou's in Phoenix. So.
Yeah, they opened one out up there like not too long after I left. They opened
actually, they're speaking of good pizza, I didn't realize how good that pizza was. Like its provenance was. there was this place, Grimaldi's.
Oh yeah, I remember that
remember?
place. Yeah.
Dude, so I didn't know this, but Grimaldi's was one of the first pizzerias in America.
Oh, really? And that was in Tucson?
They're,
Yeah, that's
they're,
right.
they're like OG, like super respected New York pizza. And like, I just thought they were just super hella expensive, but their pizza was fucking good as shit. And I was just like, oh, I really, really like it, but man, it's fucking like $30 a pie. And it's like thin crust, you know?
Yeah.
When you get Lou Malnati's, it's like a pie, you know? But this is like thin crust. You're like, it's so good, but so expensive. Because I got spoiled when you worked for Lou Malnati's and like you just bring the mess up pies home all the time.
Dude, I tell some of these kids that are like 20 something about how I would bring like 8 frozen pizzas on an airplane out to Tucson. They're like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "Yeah, times have changed, my friend. Try doing that today." You know, do you remember that? I think that was when I first came out there. I brought like 8 frozen half-baked Blue Malnati's pizzas. I remember walking on the airplane with
You
them.
able to do a lot of crazy things on the airplane.
Jeez, it's insane how that's just totally changed. Remember, you used to like walk me to the gate, or I'd walk you to the gate when you'd come out to visit. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's just that. I mean, that wasn't too much long after that where they canceled it, but it's just like, wow, that's just it's insane.
The time I knew when I was growing up
Oh
is
yeah,
gone now.
yeah.
Time's done changed. Ain't no fussing or feuding about it, though.
Yeah.
I just want my pepper spray.
That's all you're worried about, your pepper spray.
That's all I really care
You
about
should
right
get
now.
you should get like one of those pepper bullet guns. You ever seen Dog the Bounty Hunter when they like go after guys and they have the paintball guns?
It's just a paintball gun, but I don't know if you can just buy pepper balls.
Oh.
And maybe you can if you can buy bullets. Why not?
Yeah, why not? You can buy blunts on Amazon. Well, maybe you used to. I was thinking about doing
Buy
that.
what?
Blunts, like in wholesale.
People buy blunt?
Yeah, like zigzag wraps. That's what I like.
Oh.
But they're probably not too available right now.
You can sell tobacco on Amazon?
Would I?
No, I said you can.
Yeah, I guess so. Because Nicole told me, she's like, "Hey, if you ever want to buy those in bulk," because I used to actually buy them at a smoke shop in Phoenix, like right down by ASU. It was like
Yeah, I just go
University
to the
in
smoke shop
Tempe Avenue or something like. It's University in Mill. There's a Walgreens right there, and there's a smoke shop right next to it. And I used to be able to buy a pack of zigzag wraps for like $25.
Do they not sell smoking stuff in Florida?
I don't know. I think I've gone to the smoke shops here, and they're just like, "We're not doing that." I'm like, "All right, that's your loss, I guess."
They don't sell blunt?
No, they do, but they weren't gonna sell me the whole pack.
Why not?
I don't know. I was just like, I'm not gonna argue with you about it. It's fine. Just go to
No,
Amazon.
we don't want to sell things at our shop. Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm like, fine. Like, this was when I first moved here. I was like, I don't have time for this. It's like, whatever.
I don't have time for this. No, ain't nobody got time for this. That's kind of what I've been feeling like for the past like 3 weeks. Like, why are we arguing about this shit? Just do me a favor and let me get the fuck out of here. Why are we doing this? I got into a fight with a guy at a Home Depot because he cut the line, and it felt like you could feel the tension with a knife, dude. Like everyone was like, they had just shut all the bars and stuff, and everyone kind of just felt like the looming doom that they were going to shut all the restaurants too.
Yeah.
And he like tried to cut in line, and I accidentally cut in line because I didn't notice the line. And then one guy called me. I was like, "Hey, there's a line over there." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. You're all the way in line." Very patiently and quietly. "Yes, I will get in the line. Thank you for calling me out because I didn't realize." And then like this guy cuts the line. I'm like, "Hey, we're all waiting in line," because I was like, "I'm going to give this guy a break." So I'm telling everyone to stop that line. And he's like, "Well, we need to just go." And I'm like, "No, you need to just get back in the line." And he's not, and he's not like that. And then like because the cashiers were pretty busy, but they also weren't really like helping direct the traffic very well.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, this unit right here is a self-checkout if anyone has a credit card. And I didn't even really hear him. I kind of heard it. And then, like, the guy who cut the line again, he cut the line again. I was like, hey, what are you doing? That guy said you had a credit card. He's like, yeah, well, I have a credit card. I'm like, well, you didn't ask any of us if we had a credit card. And I had, like, I was wearing, like, a blue Kool-Aid Man shirt with, like, jeans and like a blue cap on,
okay,
and like a blue bandana over my face, and I was like, I probably look like a Crip right now. And like, I was just like, and I was buying dish soap, Pine Sol, and a 24-inch machete.
Like, what's this guy up to?
He's still trying to argue with me, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm going ahead of you. I don't have time for this shit. And like check all my shit out, and then he kept talking, and then he like him and his wife kind of like look at what I was buying, and they kind of just like stopped talking. And I was like, hey, everyone's on nerves today. I think we should just all pretend to be civil, and we'll just act civil. Goodbye. Oh, because I was like, hey, bro, you're cutting the line. And he's like, I'm not your bro. And I was like, all right, bro.
Yeah, some people get weirded out by the bro
people
thing.
Like that more when they're like, I'm not your bro. And you're like, all right, bro, whatever, bro.
Okay, bro. Just can't stop
just keep saying bro as many times as you can. And they're just like, oh, they're like bubbling like a tea kettle inside.
Was this like a baby boomer dude?
Called me bro. Fuck.
Was he a baby boomer?
I call everyone bro or brother.
I like brother now. That's my favorite.
I see it like the Hulk Hogan brother, or like, oh, brother. And not racist Hulk Hogan. Good Hulk Hogan.
I think he's forgiven now.
I think he's, yeah.
Because I think I saw him do something on WWF.
They're like, poor Hulk.
Poor Hulk.
He got tricked into getting the sex tape released of it. We feel bad for him. I can't remember. Was that before or after the racist thing?
No, that's when during the sex tape he said something. He said the N-word.
No, was that it?
Yeah, I literally just read something about this the other day. He finally got he got paid out originally from Gawker, and then he just got another payout for $30 million from. I forgot who these guys exactly were. I think they were part of the guys that leaked the video to Gawker. That's who he sued. So he sued Gawker, put them out of business. But he was helped by Peter Thiel because they outed Peter Thiel. So Thiel's like, I got a axe to grind with these fucks.
Gawker because they had like outed him or something.
Yeah. And so Gawker went out of business, and then I think he also sued the guys that they had to be the guys that leaked it to Gawker because they just had to pay him out. Well, I don't know if it was 30. I think Gawker gave him 35, and we're broke, don't got anything else. And these guys, it was undisclosed, so I shouldn't say it wasn't 30 from this party. But yeah, that's what the article said was I guess his best friend was like, here, have sex with my wife, and then he recorded him doing that, and that's when he dropped the N-bomb. And that's kind of why people were like, technically he didn't know he was being recorded.
I don't remember if that's how it happened.
I'm pretty sure I know that's what I read. So unless it was fake news.
Are you going to make me Google
it? I'm fact check me,
I'm going to Google Hulk Hogan N-word. Let's see what shows up here.
I know I know what I read. I'm 100% on that. Maybe 99.9, but.
Well, that's not 100.
Well, either way, I'm right there. Right there.
Let's see if Google's got it.
There should be like a news article about it recently, or something. Something will pop up.
Hulk Hogan's bigoted rant revealed a new release document. You gotta love it. Racist Hulk Hogan. WWE comeback against black wrestlers.
So you got all these like clickbait headlines.
Well, the first one was from April 2016, and then I guess he'd been forgiven and like came back, and then July 19th, 2018, Daily Beast. Racist Hulk Hogan's WWE comeback first black wrestlers.
Daily Beast.
And then, okay, here we go. 2019 is the next one.
Uh-oh. Wait, hold on, Brandon. 1 second. You there? Hold on. This fucking cord sucks.
Fourth,
There it goes.
2015.
All right.
Hulk Hogan's heard saying the N-word on tape.
Yeah. I think that's the sex tape he was doing.
No, I'm telling you, it was something else. It was just when someone was recording him without him knowing it. He was just dropping N-bombs.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
It's not during the sex tape thing, I'm telling you. He would continue stating, if we're going to fuck with NS, let's get a rich one. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think that was during the sex tape.
So when was it?
That was what Hulk Hogan uttered in 2006 during what he assumed at the time, blah, blah. Okay, DQ. Let's see. I'm racist to a point.
I'm racist to a point.
You know, fucking blank. Then when it comes to nice, oh God.
I'm racist to a point. I know I read this. Where did I read this?
That's pretty, I'm racist to a point.
Oh, here it is. I got it right here. Finally, settlement with Cox Radio and the lawsuit over his leaked sex tape.
What did you search?
This is on page 6. It's a.
No, but what did you search for when you Googled
Well, I
it?
have an app on my phone that it just pops in news stories. So it's one of those. But you could just write, if you write in Hulk Hogan settles 110 million sex tape lawsuit, or Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but remember I googled Hulk Hogan N-word.
Yeah, but that's right. But if you do Hulk Hogan Cox Radio, I'm sure that you'll get this article. Hogan was previously awarded 140 in his case against Gawker. Forced Gawker to file for bankruptcy. Hogan only received 31 million. The lawsuit showed that Hogan was recorded illegally in 2007, and the wrestler used the N-word during a momentary lapse in judgment at a very difficult time in his life while he was having a private conversation in his then best friend's bedroom. All right, well, I assumed that was a sex tape, but maybe there's just a recording of him sitting in his friend's bedroom saying the N-word. So I guess I was a little off. I just assumed they were fucking, but maybe I just remembered that wrong. That's over.
He was secretly being recorded and blackmailed with it, pretty much. Though.
Yeah. So, but you can't do that. You know, like.
Well, I mean, they did.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're right. They did. But like, you know, if that was me, who are they gonna leak? Do you think like if they gave that to TMZ, they'd be like, who the fuck is that guy? Why do we care? You know, that's unfortunately what happens to you. But
someone could leak that and make you get like doxxed or something.
Well, right. The higher profile you are, the more, I guess, acceptable you are to shit like that happening. So yeah, you're right. I mean, it's not that you can't do it. You're right. But it's, you know, I guess I mean in terms of like if it was me or you know, they'd be like, fuck that, who cares? You know. But I don't know. These days, people are looking to.
Vince McMahon is racist.
Yeah. Well, Trump supporter too. I guess that's your point.
I think I've seen a clip of him saying the N-word literally to a black wrestler's face.
Yeah, I've seen that myself too. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're just like, wait, what? Did that just happen?
I'm pretty sure he just said that to that guy's face. I think it was R-Truth or something.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be like a comical moment, I guess. Like it was supposed to be.
Well, no, and it was very. It was obvious that he was the one who wrote that. He's like, yeah, and then I'm going to say this, and it's going to be hilarious. And it definitely won't be on the internet forever to incriminate me and make me look like a total douchebag racist.
That's true. No, that's so
I'm
true.
totally out of touch with reality.
Dude, and that whole fucking operation is based out of here in Orlando. It's so weird how much crap goes on around here.
No, are you talking about the WWE?
Well, maybe it's the NXT, not the WWE. They're probably based out of New York. It would be my guess, but I could have sworn
Actually, I drove past their headquarters this summer. It's in Connecticut.
Okay, so I figured it was up. So NXT is what's
It's
here in
just
Orlando.
outside of New York City, in like Westwick, or I can't remember. It's one of the bigger suburbs, like right as you exit New York City.
Damn, they're probably getting raped in taxes up there. Oof.
Well, that's probably why they went to Connecticut. Like, it's close enough to New York City where we can technically be on like the train and be there in like 15 minutes, but like we're still not having to have a Manhattan office. And
well, yeah, that's expensive shit. I mean, I guess
traffic is fucking insane. Like, how does anyone get around in this fucking state? Oh my god.
Dude, I was in New York once, and I thought I was on a roller coaster ride when I was in a taxi we were going somewhere back in Manhattan, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on? How do you drive like this?"
He's like, "You take a lot of speed. You want to drink of some vodka?" Holy shit!
What?
No, I was just like, I remember someone telling me a story about something like that, where like they were like hailing a cab, and they were like, he's like, "Hold on a second." He pulled like a handle of Captain Morgan's out of the trunk and started like pulling on it, and then put it back in the trunk, and he's like, "All right, let's go." I'm like, "Whoa, okay, I gotta get to the airport, so I'm just gonna let you do that." But normally I wouldn't. Like,
that's crazy.
Like, all right, let's go. So you just keep a half a gallon of rum in the trunk in case you need to just like slam on it really quick. Like, oh god. Poor New York.
Yeah.
Let's pray for New York, Joey. I want to be able to go back to New York one day in all its glory, and this, I mean, dude, this is going to be like 1,000,000 9/11s rolled together, bro. This is going to be fucked up.
Yeah, it's, every day there's definitely more shit going on there. There's a lot of concerned people. Matt Oscar's pretty concerned.
It hasn't even started. Give it 6 weeks. There'll be like dead bodies like stacked up on Wall Street and down Broadway and shit. There'll be people dying in their bedrooms, and then like they'll be too busy with the morgue to like get rid of them, and so they'll have to turn like an ice skating rink or something into like a morgue or something.
Oh, I hope it doesn't turn into that. That'd be disastrous.
I'm telling you, it's going to happen. That's exactly it's happened in Madrid right now. They had this big Olympic ice skating rink, and they had to turn it into the morgue because the morgue is overfull with bodies. They can't burn them fast enough.
So do you think in North Korea, if you cough, you just get shot? They don't even ask any questions?
No, they can't just do that. No. I'm sure that they have no idea what they're doing. They gotta be able to test for COVID.
Yeah, well, they have Chinese people going in and out of there all the time. I mean, they're Chinese nationals.
Sure they're Beijing and Kim Jong Il, like
I
can't. Il's his father.
Yeah.
He's like his best friend is Xi.
Yeah. Well, that's
all he's got.
Yeah.
So what else? What other country will do business with them? I can't think. Maybe Iran.
Iran. Russia. Maybe Russia. But they were getting annoyed with them because there was like some fishing boat that kept going into Russian waters, and then they started shooting at the Russian battleship. So I don't really. Yeah. So I don't really know if Russia's helping out North Korea, but maybe that was a while ago. Maybe it's kind of.
You share a border.
Right, because the Vladivostok's like the closest
and
port.
North Korea have like a very small border, but it's there.
Well, the geography of that's really if you look at how North Korea, the northern part of the state kind of juts out over to Russia, and that's kind of where that shared border is.
I know, but it's like have you ever been to New Hampshire or Maine or anything?
Not really. Never been up that way.
if you drive from Massachusetts to Maine,
Yeah.
it's only like you drive through New Hampshire for like 12 miles or something.
Really? Jesus.
Yeah, but they have a coastline that's only like 12 miles long.
Oh, really?
But it's called Portsmouth.
Okay, so I've seen that on a map, but
Right. And it's actually a very important city. I didn't realize how fucking important Portsmouth is. It has this huge industry of they wind up fiber optic cable inside of boats there,
yeah.
and then they lie it under the ocean to go to Europe.
Oh, that's where they do that from there? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Huh?
I didn't know they did that from Portsmouth. I knew they
I
had
didn't either, but
some long cable. I didn't know that was where it was. Yeah.
I was watching like PBS or something. They're like, it's a huge industry here because we're totally trying to upgrade the internet to like insanely fast speeds to where it could transmit the entire Library of Congress in a matter of seconds.
Wow, that's crazy.
Because they have to keep upgrading the cables, you know.
Yeah.
I actually went to a place in Ireland. It's called Arran or Aran, but it's a little island that is west of the main part of Ireland by like 13 miles or something.
Uh-huh.
You got to take like a ferry to get there, and the Druids used to think it was the end of the earth because there's a huge cliff that just dives straight into the ocean on one side of it, and then if you keep going that way, you don't hit land until you get to Canada.
Really?
Yeah, so they thought that was the end of the earth. And we went there because there's like all these Druid ruins and stuff from like 1,000 years ago. And that was where all the cables from AT&T used to connect to Europe.
Oh, that's crazy.
And like the people, like we hired, like, you know, there were all these like Chinese tourists and stuff like go around, and they're getting in these nice, like, you know, because all the locals like hustle all the tourists with their vans, like doing tours of the island.
Yeah.
And they're all these like nice vans and stuff. And then we look at there's this like kind of grizzly looking Irish lady like you're like beat up van. I'm like, no one's going to her van. Let's go to her van. When we get in there, she's like, oh, thank you. You know, like, and like they used to have this really big Catholic church there, and Cromwell came, like, you know Cromwell?
No.
He's the one who got rid of the kings of Britain.
Oh, you're
like
talking about like in like 900 AD or something like that.
Like 1600 or something.
Because I remember looking up how far back those monarchs went, and I remember like they went pretty far back. And
Cromwell was.
I think I know what you're talking
about. He was in the 1600s. Anyways, he kind of like did stuff, but anyways, he went all the way into Ireland, like promoting Protestantism and stuff. He knocked down their Catholic church, and she's like, oh yeah, Cromwell knocked it down. Fucking Cromwell. Like, wow, that was 400 years ago, and she's still pissed off.
Oh, okay.
And then she's like, and here's where the AT&T cables come up on the land here. He's like, they're abandoned now. AT&T moved them to the mainland of Ireland. He's like, they're doing fine. AT&T is doing fine. We're not, but they are.
They are.
Because I guess that was a huge employer for that little island, was people maintaining the cables and shit.
Now they're just fucked.
Yeah, they don't have any fucking money. It was the only place I've ever been in Europe where I saw people like sitting in a bar, and they were literally using lumps of coal to burn in the center of the bar to keep it heated.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was like, whoa, yeah. There's no gasoline on the island; it's only diesel.
Jesus. I remember being up where that in Sholo, where your dad, that hospital your dad used to work at, And when I was on my way to Phoenix, I stopped by to visit, and I remember getting out of the car and be like, "Why does it smell like wood?" He's like, "Because that's how everyone heats their homes around here." I'm like, "Whoa, that's crazy."
Yeah, well, when you live in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think people still did that, but I would just,
It's called firewood.
yeah, I just, at that point, I'd been in Chicago
You
my whole
chop
life.
it and then you burn it for heat or pleasure
Yeah,
or light
I lived in the
or
city.
to cook food.
It was a nice smell. I liked it.
I don't miss stacking firewood.
No,
That is like something I don't miss is buying cords of wood and then unloading the cord and then restacking the cord. It's just like, fuck. It sucks.
did
It's
you?
definitely you definitely get a workout stacking wood and chopping wood and shit though.
Did you have a fireplace at your? Yeah, you had one at your parents' house, didn't you?
Yeah, but didn't really chop wood for that. But like when I lived
Oh,
in
like when you were in San,
California,
yeah. When you were up there, yeah. I guess that's where.
when I lived way out in the mountains, it was like, well, we have gas, but we want to save that for cooking.
For cooking
Like,
stuff, yeah.
no, like for cooking food.
Oh,
Like,
what did you have a generator? Is that why? Or
no, they had power.
oh, okay. Well,
It was just the heater for the whole house was you had to fill up this huge propane thing.
oh, I see. Okay.
So it was like, well, we don't want to fill it up all the time because it's fucking expensive. So we're just gonna heat it with wood. It's cheaper. And you'd get like pecan wood or like oak or manzanita, and you burn it.
So you couldn't go like you what? Well, I guess you just find like driftwood and shit, or just logs. How would you find? What would you do for?
You buy it from a
Oh, you just
dude
buy
on the
it.
side of the road,
That's hilarious. So
and
much
then
for
you stack it in your
self-sustentation.
fucking pickup truck, and you drive the 30 miles back to your house, and you fucking unload it. Or if they're nice, they'll drive it for you, and
I'm
you pay
I,
them for their time.
I'm picturing you being in like lumberjack mode, hacking trees down. You're like, I got this. Wearing your flannel shirt, the whole
We
hooch.
did chop some trees down, but I was like, that was unnecessary. We should have just chopped them.
Yeah, I don't know
Like,
about
this
this,
wood's so
man.
green. What are we doing? We got to season it, otherwise it won't burn right. Why are we doing this? This is stupid. That tree could have gone a lot bigger, probably.
So when I was in Illinois, with Ken last September, we had this. You ever heard of that like syrup you'd put in your coffee? We got it at the dispensary, or maybe you had it. Either way, it was
hmm
it was a lot for me to handle. I had quit smoking pot, so when I was kind of getting back into the groove, it was a little hard to go hard because like we were doing blunts with like dabs or oil in it. I can't remember what Kenny put in there, but it was pretty rough. And then I was getting all super anxious about everything because I had to go on the ship still, and I didn't want to get drug tested, et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, I gotta hang back, man. But that syrup stuff was crazy. Have you had that stuff, the syrup shit before? The syrup, as Ken calls it.
Um, I mean, in Colorado, I had something kind of like that.
Like what? What was it?
Just like a syrup that you put in your soda.
Yeah. That's what it was. That's exactly the same thing. Yeah. There's like
It
different
was
flavors.
like I think like 200 milligrams for like a little 4-ounce bottle of like concentrated syrup. It was kind of just like that flavor, the stuff you put in your water that doesn't have any sugar in it.
Oh, okay. But it's THC.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen people with that shit before.
Water flavoring
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Because they'll ask for a glass of water, then they put that shit in there, and I'm like, you dirty bastard.
I carry this around with me everywhere.
Well, that's just me. I don't
It
really
tricks
care.
me into thinking that I'm drinking something tasty, but I'm not.
What is it? Just like vitamin stuff or something?
It's just a sugar-free way to make yourself trick yourself into thinking you're drinking a soda.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You're like, I don't drink tea. Or iced tea because it's got sugar. I don't drink soda because it's got sugar. I don't drink diet soda because it's bad for you. I just drink flat water with this sugar-free enhancements.
I I hate drinking just water because then I just end up peeing all day. I not not my thing. And I quit drinking soda. I don't drink soda anymore.
I don't drink water. I don't drink soda.
Well,
Do
I
you
mean, I drink
not drink
coffee, so I
fluids?
guess that's water, but still,
Are
like,
you like a tortoise? You just eat
oh
lettuce
no,
for water.
no, I drink milk. I'd probably go about a half a gallon a day in milk.
I eat cactus pads to get water like a camel.
I mean, like I said, my water intake's usually from because I'll have like four, nah, maybe like 2 cups of coffee, four, I guess if you're
That's
counting.
not it's not water.
That's the main basis of coffee. Outside of the grounded up beans, what else is in it? Water.
You're gonna be dehydrated all the time.
Well, I drink. That's why That's why I say I drink a lot of water when I'm at work. I don't
If
like
you
doing
drink the
it.
water and you pee, that means that you have bad stuff in your kidneys that your body's
I
trying to
guess
get
I'm
rid
dying.
of. It's like
You heard it here first. I'm dying.
I, I'm dying slowly because I refuse to drink water.
I guess the coronavirus will finish me off.
Well, you're susceptible because you're weak. This is Darwinianism. The people who have chosen to make themselves sick through non-communicable diseases because of their refusal to drink water. I can't drink water. I'm allergic to it. I need some sweet tea now.
Dude, there are people down here that'll get sweet tea and then be like, put that raspberry syrup in it. I'm like, that's fucking disgusting. Like, why don't you just fucking put an IV in your arm and I'll pump some
Yeah,
sugar in there for you?
I literally I saw like someone. There was some doctor who was talking about this. Like this guy came in with like type 2 diabetes, and then I was like, "Well, you're severely dehydrated, sir." And he's like, "Well, I'm allergic to water. Get it away from me." And then his family's like, "Don't you know he's allergic to water? He can only drink sweet tea." It's like that is water.
Yeah.
It's like it just has lots of sugar in it.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
He's probably able to drink water. I think you're just all crazy.
Allergic to water.
And he's gaslit you into believing that he can only drink sweet tea.
Yeah, that's nuts. I can't do sweet tea. It's too, especially down here. Everyone puts like 8 cups of sugar in it. No thanks. Might as well just eat sugar at that point. But I try to avoid sugar.
If you see how much sugar is actually in like a Coke or something,
Oh
like
yeah,
just if you just have the physical amount of sugar in your hand,
it's gross.
it's almost like if you tried to eat it, just like a spoonful of sugar at a time, you'd almost be like, "Oh, I can't do it. It's so sweet." Like, it's like 2 ounces of sugar.
That's
Like
that's a lot.
It's like an eighth of a pound of sugar.
Oh god.
Just like in a 12-ounce glass, you know.
I think I saw a Facebook video of someone that like simmered down a soda so you could see the sugar. I forgot exactly what they did, but you're just like, whoa, that's gross. That's a lot.
No, I'm telling you, it's literally like 56 grams of sugar or
Oh,
something. For
yeah, with the carbs. Yep.
it's all sugar. It's not anything else but
It's
sugar.
liquid candy, baby. It's a Milky Way in liquid form.
Candy, baby.
Yeah, it's candy, baby. All right, well, I think I'm going to call this one. It's getting pretty late. Oops, what did I just do?
Okay.
I hate all these buttons. All right, let's do this. Well, thanks for doing the podcast, buddy. I appreciate it. Do you want to tell any?
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything to anyone before I turn it off, or you good?
Prepare for the worst economic depression that's ever been in human history. So bad that it broke Amazon. I don't know what we're gonna do. Wash your hands, wear a mask, stay at home. That's all I can say. Don't believe the hype. This shit is real. Social distance. The sooner we all get that through our heads, the faster we can get back to just being normal.
All right.
And hopefully we find a vaccine for this. And guess what? if anti-vaxxers don't want it, sure, they don't have to have it. They'll just die of coronavirus.
Natural selection.
Or maybe there will be a herd immunity amongst anti-vaxxers. There'll just be a very small amount of them.
Yeah, right. There you go. All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate it. So thanks for doing the podcast. All right, that's going to do it for us this week, you fucks. Thanks to Pickle, B Money, if you will, for doing the podcast. I really appreciate that, brother. Known that guy for 30 years, and he's got his opinions, and we'll just leave it at that. I will say, after that podcast ended, we ended up talking for another hour and a half, and part of me wishes I could have recorded that too, but I think he didn't really want to get too political on there for many reasons, which could be debated, but we'll save that for another podcast, as I like to say. So check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, CastBox, Google Podcasts. Definitely always we're on Spreaker. And yeah, I think we're going to leave it there. That's going to do it for us this week. I'm not going to say I'll see you next week, but I will say I will definitely see you all soon, or you'll hear from me soon. And that was great. I want to kind of get more podcasts like that, so hopefully that will be kind of the future trajectory of the show. This is your one-stop shop current event and politics podcast. If society's a joke, then we're just here for the first set. See you later, you fucks. Thanks for listening to the Ready Set Podcast. Check us out next week, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter and look for us on our YouTube channel, Ready Set Podcast. Yeah, tell me something I don't know. Yeah, tell me. Ready Set Podcast.